What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. Alright guys, so we are going to jump back into more Marvel Siege. Now guys, if you are new to the channel, basically every Friday we are covering the Marvel Siege reading order, which means every Friday we're just covering just one book of the Marvel Siege reading order, an event that took place back in 2010. Now, here's the thing right here though guys, with this video right here. We already covered the prologue to the Siege number 1. We already covered the first 2 books of the main Siege storyline. The thing is though, I have read some good tie-ins, and the problem was Dark Avenger number 13, which is this video right here, it actually takes place before Siege number 1, which was last week's video. And so guys, basically this video is coming after Siege number 1, which should have been before Siege number 1. Now guys, I will put the videos in the right reading order, but this video right here, this book, it actually takes place before Siege number 1. Now guys, this book right here, Dark Avengers number 13, it gives us the actual origin of the Sentry. And guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video, but anyways, let's go ahead and dive into Dark Avengers number 13, a tie-in to the Siege event. I do hope you enjoy. Now guys, when it comes to Dark Avengers number 13, like I said guys, this book right here, it does take place before Siege number 1. And the thing is guys, it takes place 3 months before Siege number 1. Now, we do pick up with Norman Osborn talking to the Sentry. And the thing is, Norman Osborn was able to recreate the same formula that gave the Sentry his powers years ago. He was able to recreate this random formula. And the thing is, he presents the formula to the Sentry, and the Sentry is so excited because this formula gave him his powers. He's so excited, he wants more of it. He's kind of like, dude, if you were able to recreate this same thing that gave me my powers, make more of this. Please make more of this formula. Now, we don't know why the Sentry wants more of this formula just yet, but we do know he is begging Norman Osborn to make more of it. Now, you do have the Sentry take the first sample of this formula, and he does let out a small little explosion in his body. And the thing is, after he took that formula, a powerful being that lives inside the Sentry took over, the Void. Now guys, when it comes to Marvel Comics, the Void is basically this powerful being that lives inside the Sentry's body. And the thing is, if the Void ever gets out of the Sentry's body, it can wreck the whole universe. Nothing can stand in its way. But the Void is trapped inside the Sentry. But with the Sentry taking this formula that Norman Osborn gave him, the Void gets temporarily control over the Sentry's body. But the Void is not at full power. He's like at 25% of full power. But it's still powerful enough that if Norman Osborn used the Void on his Dark Avengers, he can wreck other heroes like it's nothing. Now, as Norman Osborn and the Sentry are talking to each other, they believe that the wife of the Sentry, Linda, that she was asleep, that she did not hear not one single thing. In reality, she was wide awake. She heard everything, and she also heard the Void voice. She heard everything. Now, we do jump forward in time to the point where I want to say a month now before Siege number 1. But we now pick up with Linda. And the thing is, guys, she just shot her husband. She killed off the Sentry. And the thing is, she's excited that she killed her husband because she's finally free. Because she says, listen, I have been trapped inside the Avengers Tower forever. I could never leave. If I ever do leave, the Sentry would bring me right back. Even if I killed myself, he would bring me back to life again. And the thing is, guys, she's telling the truth. If you look back at Mighty Avengers Volume 1, and we covered this story on my channel, but in that story, Ultron killed Linda. Ultron killed her off, but the Sentry was able to bring his wife back to life again. And so she's saying, there's nothing I can do. I feel trapped inside this prison. I can never break out. If I kill myself, he will bring me back to life again. If I leave, he will find me and bring me back over here again. I could never leave. The only way out was to kill him off. Because this man, he scares me. Because he is so powerful, we should call him a godly being. Now, we do pick up, no, sorry, scratch that. Ooh, sorry, scratch that. We now have Linda tell this small robot that, listen, you don't know the Sentry like I do. You do not know his true origin story. What he told you guys and the other heroes in the world was all a lie. I'm going to tell you the actual true origin of the Sentry. And the thing is, she tell us that the Sentry was a drug addict. And the thing is, him and his partner, his like best friend, they broke into a laboratory looking for things to use for drugs or things to sell to go buy more drugs. The thing is though, as they're running through this laboratory looking at different things, the Sentry, he looks in this one cabinet and he finds the same formula that Norman Osborn recreated. And the thing is, the Sentry took that formula without even looking at the warning sign, drunk it all down, and it gave him his powers at that day. It gave him the powers of the Sentry, but it also gave birth to the Void. Now, you have Linda say, after he took that formula, and the two guards broke into the laboratory to basically arrest the Sentry and his partner, the Sentry let out a powerful explosion that blew up the lab, that killed off his partner, killed off the two guards, and destroyed the whole laboratory. The Sentry realized that he is some now powerful being. But the thing is, he wanted more of that formula, because every time he took that formula, he felt some kind of high. He felt some kind of sensation he never felt before. And he loves that sensation over and over again. He loved it so much that he found the doctor who made that formula and say, listen, you are going to recreate this formula over and over again for me. Because when I take it, I feel something. I feel some kind of sensation that I love so much. And guys, that explains what took place in the beginning of the story, with the Sentry begging Norman Osborn for more of that formula, because every time he takes it, he feels some kind of small high sensation. And that's why he was so excited when Norman Osborn recreated that formula. But the thing is, we now pick up with Linda back in the present day after telling the story to the robot about the true origin of the Sentry. And the thing is, as she thinks she's free and she's about to leave the room, she comes to find out that her husband cannot be killed. The Void was able to recover the Sentry's head back together again, and the Sentry is alive, But this time, the Void has control over the Sentry's body. And the thing is, the Void, he's saying, listen, you want to kill me off, but you can't. You can't kill me. I am a god. I'm a powerful being that cannot be killed off just like that. I will be here forever. There's nowhere I can go that can kill me off. There's nobody out there that can kill me off. There's nothing in this universe that can stop me. And so right when the Void is about to kill off the wife of the Sentry starts to fight over for his body against the Void, saying, no, we had a deal. She's the one person in the world, in the universe, that you cannot touch. And the thing is, the Void said, listen, man, your own wife here wants to die, so go ahead and let me kill her off. But the Sentry said, no, we are not going to kill her off. Matter of fact, I have an idea to finally get rid of you. And the thing is, the Sentry believed that he can fly into the sun, and maybe the one thing that can finally kill him off. The problem is, though, again, the Void was able to recover from that injury, from flying into the sun, and saying, listen, like I told your wife, nothing in this universe can kill me. You try to fly in the sun again, it still won't work. We'll keep coming back over and over again. You and I are trapped in this body together forever. And guys, that wraps up Dark Avengers number 13. And guys, I really wanted to sit down and cover that origin so bad, because to me, honestly, it's kind of cool. To me, honestly, it was kind of cool. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. Please leave me a like down below, and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here, and I will see you on the next comic book story. Later, guys.